Hello there. How are you?
Hi. I'm
Oh,
very well.
hey,
Hi.
what the flip? We're in the same room,
You're there, and I'm also there.
and I'm
And
here.
there's here.
You're me, and I'm you.
But our cameras are not on. That's
No,
right.
it's another audio-only podcast today. We have been featuring the idea of bringing video in, but we're not quite there yet because someone has a laptop that's way too old and it cannot handle video and audio recording, and that person is me. But we have decided to congregate in the same room today, and that room being Matthew's.
It's scary. I didn't know you had a whole body. I just thought you were from the chest up. And
Yeah.
maybe you had jets underneath your chest to propel you around the room.
What kind of jets? Water jets?
From Gladiator.
Oh, those ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
4 of her just lifting you up.
Oh, for a second, I thought you were talking about Gladiator as in Ridley Scott's Gladiator. I'm like, I don't remember jets being in that movie.
Yeah, it's a continuity error. Do you not remember where like he's holding the sword up and he's like rah 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 Russell Crowe?
Yeah.
And then there's the big flyover
Right.
where they have the red, white, and blue jet streams and they start fireworks.
Missed that part.
So did the editor.
It's one of those movie what they call movie mistakes or blunders.
Yeah. What you did wrong.
10 things you did wrong in Gladiators.
They CGI tentacles onto Bill Nye's face.
You forgot the jet
But
streams.
that's wrong.
I don't know. Like,
I love it in a movie where they're like, Superman did this, and that would break the laws of physics. He's a man who flies.
Yeah.
Get over yourself.
He wouldn't be able to break the sound barrier.
Yeah.
His eyes on
Because he's
facing the right way.
Because he's wearing a cape.
Have you seen that new thing recently where it's like, they're comparing the new Superman to the old Superman.
Right.
But it goes to the point where they're saying, oh, his eyes are facing the wrong way. I'm like, well, it's because they used a certain lens that made it look like his eyes are pointing opposite directions.
Okay.
Like right. It doesn't actually look like that.
Yeah.
So the director had to come out and say, no CGI was used in his eyes. It's just the camera lens.
I thought they were arguing that whenever someone goes on a plane, you don't realise, but you get cross-eyed. So does everyone else. I thought that's what they were arguing. That everyone's just sort of sat around, none the wiser. Yeah. But actually, you've all got crossed eyes.
No wonder I'm always bursting out laughing when I'm coming back from the toilet and I see everybody in there just...
But then you sit down and you get used to it because you know your eyes are crossed as well.
You know your feet get larger on the plane.
Really?
Yeah, because of the altitude. Have you ever tried taking your shoes off on the plane and then before you land you try putting them on, they don't fit?
Really?
Very strange.
Huh.
Yeah.
Is that like how the universe is expanding? Is it like that? Like a law of physics?
Yeah, except your feet are expanding.
Which is why the car parking space I parked in is going to be easier to get out of today because the space between spaces is expanding.
That's true.
That's a physics joke.
Speaking of physics, did you know that someone from a university or maybe a scientist, I have no idea, I just saw an article, somehow they have developed the technology for like a quantum computer that can teleport.
That can go on wheels.
That can go on quantum Meals on Wheels.
Wait a minute. Is that the squeak of wheels? Good God. Wait, it can teleport.
Is that roast beef in the fifth dimension? I'm hungry.
Slices of beef.
But yeah, apparently it's true.
When I eat it, it tastes like milk. They can, a teeny weeny computer?
Apparently a teeny weeny computer, or I don't know how big the computer is, but...
Oh, there's the computer.
Yeah, telling us.
Successfully teleported it from one hob to the other. And now the beef has turned into chicken.
Speaking of quantum chicken, here's the jingle.
But with like, quantum chicken?
More than meets the fries. Welcome to Chatting Pitch, everybody. We are a podcast.
We are physics majors, chefs.
I love how we never actually
movies.
we never introduced ourselves.
No.
Yeah, I'm Leslie, and
I'm Matthew.
there we go.
There we go, done.
We are two halves of Chatting Pitch that make the whole of Chatting Pitch. And we're a podcast that talk about movies, and we also pitch ideas for movies. And currently, we are on our part 3 of the Oscar Best Picture nominations of 2025, leading up to the actual Oscars, which is going to be in a couple of weeks, a few weeks' time. It's the beginning of March. Right?
Some point
like
It's
that.
a bit like the Super Bowl. I had no idea that was on.
Yeah.
That
I love
happened.
soup
I love soup.
and bowls.
Yeah.
I love soup and bowls.
What's the is it the Onion that do the superb owl? Oh no, that was a Deadpool joke. Sorry,
okay.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
That's
Longer
fine.
there.
That's
I'm
fine.
gonna have to edit that out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Just play it backwards, it'll be fine.
Bowl.
And then everyone will be like, "Man, these Chatting Pitch guys, they know what's up.
They know what they're
Cosmic
doing.
Fries, backwards talking. They're definitely not one with the devil.
Soup in bowls. I love it.
Soup and bowls.
I did a sketch once back in the days when I used to do a lot more social media. I did a little video where I was watching the Super Bowl, and then I said to myself, "This isn't the Super Bowl," and then I typed in Super Bowl, and then there's just a picture of soup,
and then you with a smiley face.
Yeah.
Send.
Post upload 5 stars. Yeah.
You're saying Vine died.
Yeah. Who would have thought?
I will say I liked the video. I was not on Vine a lot.
No.
I think I made like one video.
Yeah.
And then I was like, 6 seconds. That's too much work. But some of your videos I quite liked. I liked your Inception one.
Did you like the one that we did together?
What was the one we did?
Like you heard them, they know how to throw someone's voice. Well, I can throw my own.
Yeah. That's the level.
Yeah.
We were 12 years old at the time, apparently.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's move away.
Let's move away from that. We are talking about 2 of the ones. Well, here's the thing: there are only 10 Best Picture. Only 10.
Only 10. They used to do 80. Number 1.
Yeah. So we have already talked about 4 of them. Let's tally them up. So we talked about A Complete Unknown.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about Emilia Perez.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about. Help me out here. I forgot
The Brutalist.
The Brutalist. Yes.
And Anora.
Anora. That's it. Yeah. 2 of which you haven't seen, and 2 of which I haven't seen.
Yeah.
So what are we going to do there?
Crazy.
A little bit of a blunder right there.
Yeah.
But
I think we just talked at each other, didn't we?
Yeah. However, no, that's a lie. I did watch The Brutalist over the weekend. Didn't I?
Oh, you watched it. Yeah, you watched it the other day.
I watched it by myself.
You came in and said, that Guy Pearce.
Whew.
But no spoilers here.
No spoilers, yeah. But what a performance, hey?
Oh, boy.
Yeah, all of them. All across the board.
Oh, yeah.
I only have a couple of gripes, but I'm not going to get into it. I already spoken to you about it before the beginning of the podcast.
Yeah.
But if you do want to check out these reviews, it's the last episode and the episode before that. But, however, we haven't been able to catch any other movies.
No.
However, we have already seen 2, or at least 3 of the other movies. 2 of which we're going to be talking about today. And we're not going to go and do the review again, because we already did that in the past. But what we will do is go straight to the pitch section. What were the ratings that we had before? Or what was the general consensus of these 2 movies?
What, the ones we're doing today?
Yeah.
Which ones are we doing? Wicked and
Dune Part 2.
Dune Part 2.
Is it Dune Part 2 or Dune Part 2?
Dune. There's 3, isn't there? Dune.
There's Dunny.
Dune. If you have a little accent on the E there.
Little flourish there.
Yeah.
So those 2.
Generally positive, I think.
Generally positive. You still haven't seen.
I didn't see the whole of Wicked.
Yeah.
You can listen for the previous episode for the whole story, but essentially my cinema flooded.
Yes.
That's all you need to know.
Yeah. It's a shame because the other half is pretty good.
Yeah.
It does pick up.
It flooded just as they were becoming buddies.
Yeah.
Yeah. All the tears. But Dune
think
Part
that's-
2, that didn't happen. That would have been a movie that should have flooded because they're
think
always
so?
after water, aren't they?
They are, yeah.
And then we could be like, Timothy Chalamet, idiot, it's on the floor.
Yeah. I don't know if I told you about this, but in my Dune screening,
Sand started coming out from under the screen.
well, it felt like
Sand
it. It felt
everywhere.
like it because
Really?
the screen just kept vibrating.
Oh wow.
I think what they have done is one of these cinema screens have a speaker behind
Hmm.
the screen. For whatever reason you need that for, I have no idea. But because of that, the screen just kept rippling, and I thought, oh, that's an interesting effect.
Right.
And I thought every time you heard the soundworms coming, and you saw it was almost like, I think I've said this before in the previous episode
Right.
that we talked about June 2. It felt like, you know, when you go into a dream sequence and it goes, it felt like that every time the screen shook. And I thought, that's an interesting take on the story. Turns out it's not part of the movie.
It's not part of the movie.
Yeah. But that's the one thing that I remember stood out to me a lot, and it wasn't even part of the movie.
It's funny, isn't it, how one thing can... Because I go to the multiplex, I guess you call it.
Yeah.
I won't say which one.
Because we're not sponsored.
And every so often, I'll go into a cinema screening where the film is great, but you'll have things like the speakers will just be up too high. You know when the speakers crackle when they're when the speakers are a bit blown.
I hate that.
And sometimes that'll happen, and it's a bit like you're a cinema, really. That shouldn't be. Once, sure.
I'll forgive you the one time, but like if you can't fix the speakers, if you can't get new speakers during a film, then you are running a shoddy business, my friend.
If your speakers are blown in the first act, by the third act they really should be fixed.
Yeah.
Come on. Should be a guy up a ladder, no lights though.
Yeah.
Don't want to be taken out of the movie.
Some poor guy at the back is just scrambling through all these like broken speakers.
Clank, clank.
There's got to be one here that works.
Keeps plugging them in as he plugs the wires in. Hey, you got to use the white one.
And we're here shoveling popcorn in the mouth. Like, make the movie better.
More movie now. More movie now.
I'm sad. Make me happy. I'm sad. So that's how I.
So, what did you think of Dune as well?
I thought it was great. I thought it was really Dune as well.
That's what I call all part twos now.
Yeah,
Dune part as well.
Dune maybe more. I liked it.
Dune maybe later.
I would have loved it more if the screen wasn't vibrating.
Sure.
Like
But the intended.
Yeah, I loved it. I thought it was very gripping.
I love that we're reviewing two movies. I didn't see half of one, and you sort of saw the other.
I saw all of it. It was just,
but it was shuddering at the time.
It was very distracting. Yeah, what's wrong with these cinemas, man?
Maybe it was just because Javier Bardem was doing all of his lines like.
Javier Bardem, you know, people have been arguing that he was the comic relief of the movie.
I mean, he had some jokes, but he wasn't like.
What was that thing that they kept chanting?
Oogie doogie doog. Oh, I don't know.
It wasn't Ra's al Ghul because that's from Batman.
Yeah.
What was it?
Sure.
Al Ghib or something?
I can't remember. It's so long ago.
Laz al Ghib. Laz al Ghib. That's what.
More sand. More sand. More sand.
Well, how about this?
Sand castles. Sand castles.
What do witches and deserts have in common?
There's a rude punchline in my head. Go on.
Yeah, we can't go there. We're a PG-friendly podcast, aren't we?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just trying to fish for a punchline.
This is like the Raven and a Writing Desk thing.
Yeah.
Okay. They're both... They both hate water, I guess.
They both hate water.
Does sand hate water?
I think it's pretty sparse of water.
It's ambivalent at best, isn't it?
Yeah. Which is why that's going to be our main basis for this pitch. I don't know. Hey, I liked Wicked too, but you didn't see the other part.
I'm going to see 3/4 of the story.
Are you ever going to watch the rest of it?
If I have time.
If you have time.
Yeah. Same with all the other Oscar movies.
Hey, I'm going to shout out something that I already spoke to you about earlier, but I saw a cracking video of a roller coaster tycoon. I guess like a custom map that somebody created, and they had synced it perfectly with the song Defying Gravity from Wicked.
Hmm.
And someone in the comments says, "Why am I crying over these roller coasters?"
And that's why Wicked should get the Academy Award for,
For
best
musical
original
or
song.
comedy. Yeah.
Would it be original song? Would it count as original song?
I think it's no, it would be adapted, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So I
Is
don't
that a
think
category? Who knows?
were they. Let's have a look. What's best original song?
I know Dune Part 2 is up for best original song because they have We Want More Sand, open brackets, and We Want It Now, close brackets. It's like a rap. It was really weird, like halfway through the movie. If you haven't seen it, spoiler alert, there's like a 5-minute like dance video.
Yeah.
And, like Timothée Chalamet keeps like waving his hand in front of his face and
We're trying to be John Cena.
yeah, and Javier Bardem does like, you have the verse that's like singing and he comes in and does that.
Okay.
Really great voice.
It is not part of original song.
Okay.
The original songs are from, I can't believe I'm saying this, Emilia Perez.
Fill out those forms.
The 6888, which I've never heard of. Is a Netflix movie?
Yeah, I know the general gist, I think.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
Elton John's Never Too Late. Is that a documentary?
I don't know.
Is he making a musical about
Never
himself?
too late, never too late, never too
Oh
late.
my lord.
Bow, 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 bow.
Emilia Perez, again? No, that's not right. It says DreamWorks Animation. No. Someone who's Variety, come on. Number 4, Emilia Perez. DreamWorks Animation.
Sure.
Surely.
Sure.
That's not right.
That's fine.
And the other one is Sing Sing. Have you heard of Sing Sing? There's another movie.
The one set in the prison?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I've heard good things, but it's the problem with multiplexes that they only show the big movies, really, and they'll have 1 or 2 showings of other stuff.
That's the problem with multiplexes. They just flood the cinema halfway through a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they vibrate the screen.
I'll never tell which one that is going to be. Or you'll never tell which cinema that is.
Yeah.
We're not sponsored. If anything, that's not an endorsement.
No. Their speakers are blown and their screens flood. Go to View.
Well, there we go. Are we keeping that in?
Yeah, go on then. Why not?
Why not? Okay, so
I mean, it's the truth.
The truth and nothing but the.
Yeah. Nothing
Speaking
but.
of truths, let's pitch a movie.
We didn't even really review them. We don't
have to. We already have. We've reviewed them before, haven't we?
Yeah. If you want it to feel like this episode has reviews in, just pause it, go to the other episodes. We don't know what number they are. That would be helpful.
Hey, we'll link it in the
Play
description.
those.
How about that?
Yeah, I guess we could. Play those episodes and then just come back to this one. But because you'll be playing another episode, you'll have to remember where you got to. Is that how it works? Oh, no, it tells you, doesn't it?
I think so.
Man, that's really old-fashioned. Put your bookmark in. Remember where you were on the tape.
Look.
And remember to rewind it when you take it back to Podcast Busters.
What do they call really high-quality TV shows? They say it's prestige television.
Prestige
right?
TV, yeah.
And what are we?
We're Prestige Podcast, baby. No, what are we?
We are officially a 5-star rated podcast on Spotify, aren't we?
So, yeah, because I put a rating on.
Or I put a rating on. I'll never tell.
I'll never tell. But it was me.
Allegedly. So, what do you want to talk about?
Are we going to pitch?
Yeah, let's pitch.
All right, let's pitch. Mid-break jingle now, please.
Bam, bam, boom. So, Dune Part 2 / Wicked.
No, Wicked.
Cool. Why don't we just pitch the first half of Wicked? Because that's the only part you saw.
Right.
And because we already did pitches before. We pitched something about...
we did like Wicked Star Wars.
We did Wicked Star Wars and we did Willy Wonka Dune.
Is that what we did? Willy Wonka Dune? Okay.
We had some sort of thing where we talked about Timothée Chalamet and like where did he get his...
Oh yeah, Willy Wonka was
from.
out. Yeah.
You know, we don't want to flog a dead... We don't want to rehash...
No. So let's put these two together.
Yeah. How do we do that?
I don't know.
Well, both have...
Please leave a comment with suggestions.
Yeah.
Go on.
Well, this is obviously a live recording, so like, can you comment in your ideas while...
Yeah, right now. Preferably. That's how it works, I think.
That's not how it works.
I've been led to believe.
So, here we go. we have two
Mhm.
very similar stories in a way.
Okay.
It's somebody who's trying to oppose a particular system
Okay.
that's been set in stone.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Right.
Trying to reach the top.
Mhm.
Trying to get to the top, tippity top. Yeah. They're tap dancers.
But because they're always surrounded by sand,
Yeah.
you can never get the sound.
Right, yeah.
And that's why they have the things dun, 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 for the sandworms, because they're like, that's the best that we can do.
Tap dancing worms.
Yeah. And they need to discover the group of people that can control the sandworms, not with the big bass things, but with their tap dancing prowess.
That's right. There we go.
And the sandworm is like, what would you like me to do now? I don't know who voices it.
Is that like the Spaceballs thing where the chestburster is all singing, all dancing, but it's a giant worm?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, hello,
Miles high.
hello, my darling, hello, my baby. Yeah.
Hello, my sandy gal. And that's how they died out.
Yeah. These massive.
But there's
shoes.
one left. There's one left.
One left.
And she's a witch.
Yeah. The wicked witch.
Tap dancing witch.
The tap dancing wicked witch.
The tap dancing witch of the West End. There we go.
West End Sand.
So she's a Londoner.
Yeah. Are we saying that it's still the same character from Wicked, Elphaba?
I think maybe an Elphaba-like character, but she's not like. She's not evil, but she is an antagonist.
Yeah.
So we could have like you know how in Twilight they did like Team What's His Face and Team Who's It, right?
Yeah, Team What's It and Team Quavers.
Flababab. And Team.
I'm not proud of that.
Team Google Blub.
Yeah. Team Google Blub and Team Shoobly Slap.
13-year-old teenage girls in the audience. I'm Team Slab. I like the way he sparkles.
And I'm Team Slab.
I'm Team Google Blob. I like how hairy he gets. So we could have Team Tap Dancing Alphabet or Team Timothy Chalamet. And what was his name in Dune? Mr. Dune?
Mr. Breakdancing Dune.
I think it was Mr. Dune. Mr. Dune is my father.
I'm Master Dune.
You can call me Sand.
They call people who have, well, usually sons, they call them masters, don't they?
Right.
Like, for instance, when you were a kid, I'm sure people said to you, oh, Master Smith.
Yeah.
There's Master Dune.
Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe
MC Master Dune. Because he's a rapper, right?
Yeah.
We said
he's got that bass going.
He's the land of the rap, and she's the land of the tap dancing.
Yes. So they both try and control the sandworms in their own way. Him with his sick beats.
Sandworm, hit that sick beat. I'm Master Dune, and I'm here to say,
Sandworm, I need a verse.
You tap dance in the most peculiar way.
I see that your skin is green, but that doesn't make you super mean. And then he spins the chair around. Let's rap.
Well, let's break dance. He starts busting a move.
That could be how they bond.
Yeah, bringing two different times.
Yeah. Okay, I'll try dancing, but I can't tap dance like you because that's just not who I am.
This is a bit Romeo and Juliet.
Oh, maybe they fall in love.
Yeah. And I fall in love.
You mean they're in love?
Bordering a little bit Mr. Zoidberg there.
That's the little character from Dune, right? There's the mini sandworm.
Oh yeah.
You're telling me they're in love?
Isn't that the one that gives you like the fountain of youth or whatever it is?
I thought
it gives you the blue eyes.
Herpes or something.
Oh. There's a moment in Dune where there's a little worm in the fountain.
Yeah, in a little pool. I come out the paddling pool and I found out they're in love.
Can we have a conversation? Let's do a little bit of improv here.
Oh,
You'll be the little worm.
Okay.
I'll be the big worm.
I'll be Master Worm.
Okay.
And you be Mr. Worm.
Mr. Worm's the big worm.
Yeah.
Master Worm's the small worm.
Master Worm, I need a beat. He's got the mini
I'm Mr. Worm, and I'm here to say you're a very small worm in every way. I just rhyme way with way. Go on, Mister. Go on, Mister Worm. What do you have to say?
Hello.
End of scene. Intermission.
Hello, that's what I say. I just rhyme say with say.
And then, meanwhile,
I was just in the pool, and that makes me really cool.
Elphaba.
Best original song.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Elphaba and Master June are just like, what the hell are these worms talking about?
Also, it comes to them, and the worms are actually speaking in their worm language.
Yeah.
And they don't understand what's.
And then there's
like that.
Yeah. It's kind of like
So are we doing Romeo and Juliet sort of thing? Where all the
hard
other
left turn away from the worms.
like Javier Bardem and all the rest of the crew
Yeah.
are like, you can't fall in love with her. She's a tap dancer.
She's a tap dancing witch from the West.
She's a tap dancer from the West End, and you're a rapper from the East End. You can't fall in love. They can't fall in love.
And another thing about your dancing, there's too much dancing.
There's too much tapping in it. Too much tapping, not enough dancing.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
I'm a troll, and I'm here to say
I don't like dancing in any way. Dude.
Welcome, your Oscars host for the evening, the troll. Too many movies.
And the best nomination for best dancing is that a category?
It's like a bad Chris Rock impression.
Yeah. Well, I'm not sure he's going to be on the Oscars anymore, is he?
No. Why would he want to be?
Yeah, of course.
Let's not talk about that.
Let's not talk about
Everyone's
that.
given their view.
Yeah.
It's done.
Let's talk about tap dancing worms.
So the mini worm is on the.
Oh, we're back on the worms.
The rapper side, right? And the big worm is on the tap dancer side.
Yeah, because he's got the. That's why he's like, "Hello, my darling."
Yeah.
He's got the big barbershop hat on.
Yeah. Which is like 3 stories high.
And if it falls off, you better get out of the way.
And he's got the sleeveless jacket.
Yeah.
Which covers all of his legs.
He doesn't have any hands though, does he?
So do they not have hands?
I don't think the big worms have hands.
Oh
right?
no, they don't, do they? They're just circular.
So they'll have the sleeveless jackets, but then you would just see the holes where the sleeveless jackets were, and it's just
where the arms would
where the arms would be.
Sure.
Like, bless him, he's trying.
Yeah. And every scene he's in, it keeps slowly drooping off him because it's like a skin.
Yeah, and he's got his minions to try and like.
But it's really jazzy.
Yeah.
Like pink and bright.
There you go. Pink and bright.
Pink and bright.
Just like what's her face, Glinda from Wicked.
And he can have a stick which he somehow waves, and every time he like waves and taps it on the ground, another giant, a cane. Yeah. And then another giant sandworm comes up. So he's like, pow, pow! Like these 2 other sandworms come up and join him.
But it'd be more like, pow!
There's another village destroyed. There's a water plant destroyed.
All this video is like, ah! Yeah. You just have the great time.
Yeah.
And so is Elphaba with this big worm and their buddies?
I think they're buddies, yeah. At the very least, he's an advisor.
Yeah. Okay. So at one point, Elphaba has to ride the worm. But I guess the worm is her broom.
Oh, yeah, I guess, yeah.
And then eventually, because she has the power because I think
she has the power to sweep the sand away with this broom. She's promising that she's going to change the world, make it a lush paradise. But the other side are like, I don't believe it. I don't think it can be done. I think you're just after power and some new tap shoes.
You didn't get to this part of the movie. Do you mind if I speak about it in Wicked?
I will allow this.
Well, you've seen the musical, haven't you?
I will allow this.
I'll allow it. What is that from again?
Futurama.
Futurama, yeah. So Elphaba casts a spell on the broom to make the broom fly. That's how she's able to fly. She can't actually fly on her own.
Defying gravity. It's just giant worm with teeth.
I think she casts a spell on the big worm, so the worm ends up flying. So
that's always been his dream.
It's always been his dream
But
to
she
fly.
hasn't had enough power.
I can tap. I can tap. I can tap. I can fly.
I can fly.
Yeah. Help me, master.
Help me, Mr. Worm.
Mr. Worm. Mr. Worm, Mr. Worm. as he's flying in the sky. Mr. Worm, Mr. Worm. Yes, I'm flying. Yeah, there we go. And then Elphaba's like, I've helped you achieve your dream.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Timothy Chalamet, or what's his name? Master June.
Yeah.
June. He's there still breakdancing. He's doing his like hand gestures around his face. But because I guess maybe Elphaba's flown away.
Right.
Like, have you ever seen The Never-Ending Story?
Right, yeah,
It's like
okay,
that,
yeah.
He's flying away. And Master June is like, how am I going to get to her now? I can't bloody fly.
So is this towards the end of the movie where they're in love now? And they're trying to work together?
I don't know how. Did we explain why they fell in love? Is it because they have a common love of dance? Is that what it is?
Maybe.
Yeah. It's like, oh, nobody else dances around here.
Yeah.
But then he's lost her because she's gone away.
Yeah.
Because she's a people pleaser. She has to try. She's trying to please this big worm.
She's a worm pleaser. I don't know about you, Leslie. I'm a real worm pleaser.
Yeah.
When I get a tapeworm, I just eat and eat and eat. Because I'm like, you need to grow, little guy. I can't have you dying on me. Coming out my butt.
But speaking of tapeworms, I mean, the Timothy Chalamet's Mr. Worm is almost like the size of a tapeworm, isn't he? That's his little.
Is he that small? Okay.
So he needs to try and feed that worm
to get bigger.
So he can make that worm fly.
Yeah, they can fly together. Is this in a setup for part 2?
I don't know. Is this part 2 of part 2?
Wicked Dunes part 2?
I guess this is like a spin-off, isn't it?
Mm.
Wicked Dune. Dune Wicked?
Wicked Dunes, bro.
Wicked Dunes, bro. For the West tap dancing MC.
Yeah.
That's just not roll off the tongue at all. The prologue.
Hey yo, I saw them dunes. They're pretty wicked, bro. I don't know what accent that is.
Can you say Dune in a New York accent?
I don't know how that would sound. Dune.
Dune.
Hey, where's your dunes? Hey, Master Dune, where's your dunes at, huh? You schmuck.
What kind of New York? Is that Italian New York?
I don't know.
Anyway.
Guy who calls people schmuck.
That's the name of the. That's the Timothy Chalamet's nickname for the little worm Schmuck.
Ah, Mr. Schmuck.
Mr. Schmuck.
Yeah. I'm Mr. Schmuck, and I'm here to say I'm going to get you two together to have relations.
To pave the way.
I don't know why I sound like Mickey Mouse now.
That wasn't what you sounded like before.
No. What was he before? Bad Chris Rock impression.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't remember how that sounded now.
And another thing about your
worms. No. The troll is bad.
Chris
Rock impression. Yeah.
Not enough worms. Not enough worms.
They're in not enough worms.
Okay, so how does Timothy Chalamet? Let's try and make this a complete story.
So at first they're antagonistic towards each other, right?
Because they're like, oh, you don't dance like I do. But then they find common ground. Oh, well, we both love dance, so why would I?
So are we saying that Timothy Chalamet is a rapper / breakdancer? Is that what we're saying? Okay.
He's
okay,
a rapper,
cool.
And then Elphaba and
Pure Tap.
Mr. Worm.
Tap and jazz.
They're tap and jazz, yeah. They're clopping all the way up, and they can fly now.
Yeah.
They fly now.
At some point they fly.
Yeah.
But they fall in love because they're like, hey, I respect your moves.
What do worms eat? Because we were talking about feeding the worms. So Timothy Chalamet, Master Dune.
Master Dune.
Master Dune.
Master Dune. Hey, where's Mr. Schmuck? Why are you being so insulting? No, his name's really Mr. Schmuck. Go on.
Because he's from New York, he has to feed him pizza, right? So
that scans. Yeah. Let me just check the. Yes, that's correct.
Yeah. So he has to go. He has to try and find pizza,
or at a pinch, hot dogs, which you summon the same way you summon sandworms.
Right.
Dum, dum. But it's in a New York accent. Dum, 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 and then these giant hot dogs just burst out of the town.
Yeah.
That's how they talk.
Wait, are you talking about the sandworms?
No, the hot dogs.
Oh, the hot dogs.
These
sorry,
are giant, multi-story hot dogs that you summon.
Yeah.
But you need a bass thing that sounds like a dong,
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 dong.
hey, dong, dong.
Are these hot dogs the same size as these giant sandworms?
Hey, set the bass to New York. Dong, dong, dong. Hey, we're gonna have some hot dogs.
If it's in the UK, it'd be donk. I think. Have you heard of that phrase?
No?
Oh, you know what you do with that, right? You got to put a banging donk on it.
No,
You know
I've never heard that phrase.
No, oh, it's a very very niche thing. Anyway.
What food would you get there? Like jellied eel. uncanned jellied eel.
What's that thing that you can get raw?
And there's someone who's like, I think it's water, and then just all this jelly just lands on him. It burns.
Close enough. Okay, pizza. How does Mr. Master Dune needs to get pizza from?
But only the tap dancers have it.
Only the tap dancers have
in
it.
The pizza lands.
In pizza land.
Yeah.
Okay, so I keep saying Timothée Chalamet.
The sand has got all tomato sauce. We must be in the pizza land.
Pizza land, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I guess there's a side quest.
Sticking to his boots like cheese.
There's got to be a side quest where he realizes, these are all the ingredients to make the perfect pizza. And this dune is so hot, it would basically bake under the sun. Let's put our powers combined, and then little worm, what's his name? Master Worm and Master Dune.
Yeah. No, his name's Mr. Schmuck now.
Schmuck, yeah. It's okay.
Master Dune
and Schmuck the Worm.
Yeah.
They join forces and be like, we gotta try and somehow make this pizza so I can eat, so I can grow up to be another Mr. Worm, Big Worm.
Big Worm.
Yeah. So how do they do it? They find all the ingredients. They're in the tomato
realm.
Tomato realm. They found the cheese
paradise.
Yeah.
Cheese growing on trees everywhere you look. Look, a cheese river.
Yeah. And then they look a little bit further and they see the dough cavern.
They don't realize they're in it. Yeah. But then they lean against the wall and it's like all
Is this like a montage sequence?
Yeah.
And then during the montage sequence, come on, Schmuck. We got the big.
There's a shot where he puts his hand into a hole and it comes out and it's pepperoni and he looks across at the worm and he's like, big thumbs up.
Yeah.
And it cuts to Elphaba and she's tap dancing to the music.
On the worm. Yeah.
Perfect. Because she's on the way to stop him take the pizza ingredients because they haven't fallen in love yet. That's how they first meet.
What, making pizza?
Action prologue.
Yeah.
Timothée Chalamet is getting the pizza ingredients. That's the intro to the movie, and that's how they meet.
Yeah. Okay.
Elphaba and the tap dancing worm go over there to stop them, and then boom, title card. Wicked Dunes, bro.
It's pizza time.
It's pizza time.
I can't help but need to play that at least once every time, at least until the rest of the season.
You know,
you'll never know.
If you die before me,
yeah,
I'm going to say that your last wish was to play that song.
At my funeral.
And now,
and they have to get the coffin to the front of the room before the song ends. And that's when it keeps getting faster.
Someone in a Spider-Man costume. Ashes to you in 30 minutes or less.
That's like my favorite
you
bit.
Get them free.
Like for this season, every season we have a bit recurring bit.
Yeah,
that's my favorite bit of the season.
Okay.
It just makes me laugh every
We'll
time.
Shoehorn it in.
Such a stupid thing. Okay, so they've made the pizza and they're shoveling the pizza into the worm, and then worm gets bigger and bigger. Music gets more intense as the to the point where now they both have two big worms. What are they going to do with it?
Oh yeah, dance face off, innit?
Yeah.
But by this time, I guess they've fallen in love.
Right. Okay.
Elphaba and Master Dune have fallen in love. The worms don't fall in love. The worms have a begrudging respect for each other.
Yeah, they look at each other on the opposite side.
And they
of the
give
room.
each other like the nod.
It's like when two bald people walk along a corridor and they both just give an acknowledgement to each other.
Yeah.
Which is apparently what Larry David does.
Oh, okay. Or like when two podcasters are sat across from each other.
Yeah.
And they both recognise
we're in the same room.
We're in the same room. How you doing? You all right?
How you doing?
How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? You going to Cockney too easily there. How you doing, mate? You all right?
You're gonna get nicked. Or something that Danny Dyer says, isn't he?
Mr. Schmuck, are you gonna get nicked?
That's one. Okay, one.
Why? Yes, I am.
One of the worms is a Cockney, and one of the worms is
not a Cockney.
From New York.
Oh, okay.
So one's like, "Hey, how you doing?" And the other was like, "Hey, how you
doing, mate?
How you
right? How you doing, mate?
You
right?
Doing, all right? How you doing?" How easy?
Hey,
is
why are you talking so funny? I ain't talking funny, mate. You're talking funny. Why are you talking?
What's this Cockney character you're playing?
I don't know.
You don't know. Just generic Cockney.
He just talks quite quietly. He's quite quiet but menacing. You're
bordering on a Michael Caine.
I'm trying not to touch Michael Caine. I'm trying to just do the worm.
What's the name of this movie?
Wicked Dunes, bro.
Wicked Dunes, bro.
And how's it end then?
Starring Michael Caine and Danny Dyer as the worms.
How's it end?
How does it end? Dance party.
Oh, like a Shrek movie.
Like a Shrek movie, yeah. Man, I saw her face. I'm a sandworm. I'm in love.
Not a trace of pepperoni left.
I'm in love. I'm a tap dancer. You're a break dancer. Let's get down. I'm a big sandworm. You're a big sandworm. And we're both here today. We're big sandworms in the most peculiar way. That's like that goes to, right?
The lyricist is right. Like, what rhymes with worm?
Worm.
And I like your berm.
I like the way you squirm.
They're in love and I'm a worm and I'm here to say... I think it's because he likes her berm.
In every way.
In every way. And she likes his berm too. It's a match made in heaven.
That's it. We did it.
Sorted.
Credits roll. And then we'll see the outtakes. Because these kind of movies have like little...
Sure.
in a small little window, right?
Yeah.
It's like, in the most peculiar place. Oh, that doesn't rhyme. Yeah. What do they say?
They're in glove. Oh, I got the wrong word.
What do they say in those like typical blooper things? The big words like, "I'm ready for my close-up. Get me makeup department.
Where's my latte?
Somebody forgot to bring me my schnitzel."
I mean, they need to update the coffee joke. At least make it a cappuccino. Like, change it in some way. It's always a latte. Always
Is it always a latte?
It's always a latte.
Filter fish. Remember that one?
Or the worm is so large that he's not in the frame. And they're like, so you hear him delivering his lines, and then you hear someone off screen like, "Hey, Matthew McConaughey." Matthew McConaughey is playing the big worm.
Okay, sure.
"Hey, McConaughey. Sorry, you're not in frame." And he's like, "Oh." And then everyone in the screen is like, that's funny because it didn't do the thing.
And then Matthew McConaughey does that laugh he does. Right. Yeah. What is he doing?
I don't know, man.
He's doing a slew of adverts right now.
For
something.
Yeah.
I
don't remember.
That's how memorable it is. I don't even remember. Is it like...
he's done a series for AI.
AI.
I'm not sure what the company actually is, though. But I know he's like, it's what AI should be.
AI.
It is what AI should be.
I'm surprised he hasn't done his catchphrase.
AI. Does that finger point?
JK computers. I don't know, man. Yeah, anyway, that's the end of the movie, isn't it?
I guess, yeah.
Hey, perfect. Hey, up top, we can actually high five. And that's the end of the episode. Thank you for joining. Speak to you later. Do you want to say anything?
Nah.
Chatting Pitch has been brought to you by Leslie Way and Matthew D. Smith. If you enjoyed this episode, feel free to listen to others and maybe even subscribe. You can follow us on the website, formerly known as Twitter.
Listen to us on Spotify or wherever else you listen to podcasts. Leslie and Matthew have their own side hustles as well. Feel free to check out Leslie's YouTube channel or Matthew's Medium blog. Links in the description. If you want anything else, we might have other links in the description if we think of anything interesting to add. Thank you for listening. I love you.